In this video, I want to tell you what it was like being indoctrinated by a religious cult from my perspective. As you listen, see if you can relate to it from your own experience in any way, and if so, please leave a comment at the end. So here goes. I quote, "From my perspective, I feel I was raped and buggered by the exclusive brethren system, not physically, but in my soul. I was overpowered and willfully controlled by one stronger than me. I was young, vulnerable, and weak, and innocently gave in to the inflamed desires of the man and the system, that gave no concern for my free will and my personal choices. In effect, this man and system got self-righteous pleasure from my unquestioning obedience and submission and their entrance into my soul. I couldn't see what they were doing, as it was done from behind, controlled for most of those first 22 years by one man from Nitchie, North Dakota, who never met me. I was metaphorically shafted with utter contempt and disregard to what I may have wanted. It started as soon as I was born, and the coercion, in effect, groomed me to conform to the system. As I grew into my teens, my understanding developed. The soul rape continued, rammed home by 11, later 10 meetings a week. Awful, fearful consequences were introduced to me of losing my dad and mum and brothers and the only people I knew, eternal torment in hell, and a life of total failure and deception if I should pull up my trousers and walk away. And I, after 22 years, did pull up my trousers and I escaped. And I'm quoting from this book, Cult Escape, that I wrote, which took me 3 years to write. And one of the reasons it took me 3 years was that I was extremely careful not to exaggerate or to sensationalize anything, but to be completely fair. And this is what I've done. And the Cult Escape campaign is to create awareness of what goes on in religious cults, so that people can realize that they've got another choice to make in life. They don't have to stick with the only thing that they're getting taught and indoctrinated into believing. So I was coercively indoctrinated growing up. To me, that is mental and spiritual abuse. Let me describe what it felt like. At the time, it felt normal. As normal as brushing your teeth twice a day. It felt secure. I was surrounded literally daily, 11 meetings a week, with sincere people who smiled and lived comfortably and were non-violent. On the surface, all worked hard and most were intelligent and generally well off. For me, it was all I knew, because I was born into the exclusive brethren belief system, and in that I was indoctrinated. I have devoted this chapter on indoctrination because I want to create awareness of what goes on in many religious groups today. I want to expose what I believe happened to me, with a view to giving people an opportunity to really examine themselves if they want to, and to see if by any chance their free will has been or is being controlled and therefore violated by another. I don't want to finish this video before saying that I've been extremely fortunate to have received massive healing from the indoctrination of those 22 years. And the previous video to this, I go into the first part of 3 videos describing one of the massive healings. I encourage you to have a listen to that. And so this one on indoctrination, this is the first of 2. In the next video, I'm going to describe what indoctrination is, I'm going to define it, how I was indoctrinated. I'm going to go into the detail of it and the effects it had on my life. So I'll leave you with a question. Were you indoctrinated? And from your personal perspective, was it abuse or was it just education? Thank you for listening. Please subscribe. Please like and comment. Buy the book if you like. And I shall see you next time.